looks
I
really
saw
fun.
that. Is that going to be on
Yeah.
mobile or just consoles?
Consoles, I have no idea if it's going to be mobile or not. And then, of course, the big thing that I was stoked for, Tetris Effect.
That's supposed to be a great game.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Like that honestly like got me just as excited as anything in that last Nintendo Direct that they did. Anywho, greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
Hey, not Tiki, it's me. Sorry, I was drinking water. I'm fully vaccinated now. One of the side effects is that I need to drink water now. So.
All right. Well, Jokers, I think we should just address right up top. You and I are we're not the best hosts when it comes to feedback.
Hey, I was busy. I was on a vacation. That's my excuse.
So, in other words, you had more free time than you would otherwise have?
What? No, I was on a trip.
Oh, you were on a trip. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I literally don't have an excuse because Tegan says I'll be here in a minute. I'm in the Taco Bell drive-thru right now. Okay. That sounds very on brand, Tegan. You do you. I don't know, guys. I just there's no real excuse for it beyond just like life has been kind of just like frankly a little shitty recently. Just with the overwhelming anxiety about like, you know, I swear to God, Jokers, like every time I see one of those memes of you know, like my fall plans, the Delta variant, I'm just like, oh God, fuck me, because I do very much have plans, very much so. Anyways, but guys, yeah, it is a mood, Beowulf. It is a mood. I do apologize though, because it's frankly unprofessional of me, and I'm not saying that just to like beat up on myself. I'm saying that just because like if you're playing at a competition and you're devoting your time and you're you know, and you're really cracking out these projects, you deserve some feedback. So frankly it's kind of ridiculous that I haven't given any of the past couple projects, and frankly I'm kind of surprised I haven't been called out for it. So I very much apologize, guys. It's just been a rough couple weeks on my end mentally. But alas, as I said, when the semifinals get turned in on Sunday, I'm going to be devoting all day Monday. I have my calendar clear. All day Monday is just going to be project feedback. That's it. Just reading projects, giving feedback. So, yeah. It's gonna be good. All right, so Jokers, what do you think of the last couple projects? We're here to recap the Rick and Morty project, and then also the Landmark project.
Yeah, they were both good. The Landmark project specifically, I think you guys took an interesting direction. It wasn't quite the direction I was expecting, but it was good.
All right, so let's, I'm just going to go. I'm not really digging this whole full screen thing, especially because I'm tired and I just want to leave. I'm just going to do this. All right. Okay. The on camera thing, I mean.
Yeah.
I'm just going to turn off my webcam and
that's the spirit.
All right. Okay, so we're going to start with Rick and Morty. It's interesting because I feel like both these prompts, like the Rick and Morty one was very much the one that I argued for and you weren't really feeling. The Landmark one was very much the one you argued for, and I wasn't really feeling. Yeah. And in the end, I feel like we got two good projects. Not great, but good.
Yeah, we got good projects, and everyone seemed pretty excited about both of them, honestly, for the most part.
Yeah. Jokers, also, can you help me out technically?
Yeah, what am I doing?
What the hell is this bar?
Oh, it's an ad. Don't worry about it.
So how do I get rid of it?
You don't. It's just an ad that didn't load.
It's an ad that didn't, like, I can't do anything on my ad blocker to get rid of it.
Oh, it might be because you're using an ad blocker. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay. Tonight, guys, we get to see the mechanics of Tiki's ad blocker. Try refreshing the page.
Okay, you see there, it's just, oh, son of a bitch. Do I have another ad blocker on? I might.
That is where ads go. I have issues with ads on this website all the fucking time. I can't click on anything because ads pop up after everything else loads.
Oh God, I know, right?
So
So
I always
maybe
end up
it's
clicking on the wrong
maybe it's
thread.
better that I. Okay, you see, did you see that? I turned off both my ad blockers and this stupid
Don't worry,
freaking
don't
thing.
worry about it. It's great.
Oh
It'll go
wait, no,
away.
there it is. There it is.
Okay.
Okay,
See? We did it.
cool. All right.
Everybody sent complaints into WDW Magic. And then cite
I
both of
thought you
our
were gonna
complaints.
say send messages of congratulations to Boomer Tiki for figuring out his
That
ad
too.
blocker.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you found out. I'm surprised that you know what an ad blocker is. I'm surprised you even have
God.
Google Chrome, honestly.
Oh Jesus
Here
Christ.
we go.
All right. Ooh, I
But
don't
here
know
we
if this
are.
is gonna load properly.
Yeah, this is weird. So we're getting a low res Rick and Morty project.
Here we go.
We did it. Okay.
So I don't have a ton to say about this. Honestly,
Neither do I, honestly. It was okay.
I think it's solid. Rick and Morty has it's a show with pretty much unlimited potential. And I think my big problem here is that you guys basically were like, hey, remember that one episode where they go to the amusement park? And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that everything in this land is centered around that, but it sure feels like that episode was it's a big part of the exterior. It's a big set piece in the ride. I mean, it just feels like a very easy pull. And maybe that's a little mean just because I'm just saying the amusement park is far from the most creative and visually interesting environment in Rick and Morty. Like Rick and Morty is a show that thrives off of its insane environments.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree that the setting that they chose wasn't the best setting for Rick and Morty. I mean, I guess it made the most sense. But I don't know. I feel like you guys were really limiting yourselves. I think this is another issue with research. I understand that not
No
everyone.
Blitz and Chips?
Yeah,
no Blitz and Chips?
I understand that not everyone knows every IP. But for God's sake, just do minimal research.
No. But there were people on this team that knew this show, and I can't believe that Blitz and Chips got power. I mean, that just seems like an obvious theme park thing.
Yeah. No, I mean,
get it together, guys.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know what would be great? I'm just gonna throw this out there, like a Blitz and Chips, and then attached to the Blitz and Chips is a Jerry daycare that functions as an animatronic show.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, everything here is good, but just take an afternoon and watch a few episodes. They're all on HBO Max. Or if you have a VPN, you can watch. I think a lot of them are on Adult Swim too. Point being, it's very easy to watch the show, and it's not a long show. I liked everything that was here, but there kind of wasn't enough at some points. Especially with the e-ticket. There was a lot in the queue and then not a lot for the actual attraction.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, even the stuff in the queue is just honestly pretty baseline, like what you would expect. It's just we're going through the Smith house and the garage and we have some Easter eggs. Not saying that's bad. It's just pretty baseline. It's pretty much like what you'd expect.
Yeah, I mean, it was very well written.
Oh, God.
What?
Wolf, I do appreciate this joke. Just a heads up, I have too low of an IQ to enjoy Rick and Morty, so most of the references will be lost on me. Wolf, I hope you're joking, because Rick and Morty is not that intelligent of a show. It's really not.
He's not joking. He's very serious.
All right, Tegan's back. Fucking A, dude. That Rick and Morty post, it's a thing of legend. It's a thing of beauty. It should be put in the Library of Congress. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that as the outro.
Yeah.
For this.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I very much agree with the attraction. It feels like a little bit of an of an afterthought.
Yeah.
Also, it feels like pretty much just a carbon copy of the Simpsons ride with like, you got the theme park, you got kind of things going wrong. It's just really not there's just not that much there.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think it was trying to be referential, but it
Uh-huh.
just didn't really come across as that. Um,
I thought the
but
Pickle
yeah,
Rick
that's
flat ride
okay.
was okay.
Yeah, I liked it too. Thank you for not doing like a fucking Rick's Flying Saucer ride because that was the obvious choice, and
Right,
that
right.
was what I was expecting, and I'm very glad that you did something else. It's kind of a weird choice, but I appreciate it. And I think it was done well.
This is my favorite attraction.
I didn't like it for realism because it makes no sense for where it is.
I mean, that's fair. I just think it's a creative
No,
escape
I
room
mean it's a
idea.
creative idea.
And I really, really like Mr. Nimbus as a character. He
I
cracks
like
me
him
up.
too. Yeah. No, I mean it's a creative idea. I was just blinded by realism
All right,
because
that's
it
fair.
really makes zero sense for where it is.
Right. Let's see. So the yeah, you gotta have pickle Ricks. I mean that's obvious.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Evan, pickles, like just the big dill pickles that they serve in like the Disneyland fruit carts. I go nuts for
I don't
those
like
things.
I don't like where this conversation's going, Tiki. I'm scared.
I go nuts for the pickles.
I don't like this.
I'm sorry.
No, I know.
Look, it's great. It's such a refreshing, crisp snack on a hot day, but it's also savory, which satisfies my craving. So it's those.
What are you pregnant? Your cravings?
No. I'm just saying, like sometimes at Disneyland,
No, I know.
I'm craving savory food more than sweet food, but I
No, I
also
know.
want something that's refreshing. And the
I get
pickle,
you.
like, kind of like scratches both of those itches.
It's like a popsicle that's not that doesn't melt.
Yeah, exactly,
It's perfect.
exactly. Oh God, Tegan's like your mom's a delicious crisp snack.
Oh no.
Oh, there are some deep-seated issues with my mom and I right now, so feel free to make all the mom jokes you want.
Oh no. No.
I am just saying. I am
This is
just
taking it.
saying.
This is taking a turn. Move on. Get to the
All
next
right,
restaurant.
all right. Nate's here. Hey, Nate.
Nate has no idea what he just what just occurred.
God, just Tiki's fascination with Disneyland pickles.
Yeah.
All right.
God help us all.
Butthole ice cream. Were
Butthole
there
ice
any
cream. This one was good. What?
were there any Rick and Morty food items that you thought were maybe you wanted to see that weren't included?
There aren't a lot of Rick and Morty food items to begin with. The only thing that I thought of that I guess it wasn't missing, but like I noticed that it wasn't there was Shoney's.
Mhm.
But that was like the only thing. There's not a lot of Rick and Morty food that I can think of
Nah, not really. I do
outside of
like the idea
the
of the
Szechuan.
yeah, I do like the idea of the McDonald's that I here's the thing with the McDonald's that I really appreciate though. I like that it's like not only is it a McDonald's that serves Szechuan sauce, but like the all the menu items can be customized with the Szechuan sauce. That was super clever. That is
Yeah,
creative. I like
and
that.
I think all these restaurants are done by Sharon and Susan, and they were really good. I really
Um,
liked them.
all right, and then the retail dimension. I mean, there's not much here.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. The retail this season, just in general, hasn't really been grabbing me.
my only real thing is I get the joke, but this could have been consolidated into one store,
Mhm.
especially when they're right next to each other. That was the other thing. My Jesus Christ.
Are you okay? God.
I'm sorry. My biggest complaint with this project is I don't really think they match the space correctly.
Yeah, that's another one.
Because
Yeah.
they're using existing buildings, but I don't think they really understood how those buildings like are shaped or like really work.
Mhm.
That's really my only real complaint for this project is the space. There's a ton of spacing issues, and that kind of shows for these shops because I think one of these shops took the space of one of the dining facades.
Mhm.
I don't know if they were taking Hollywood as an example more so than Orlando, because Hollywood like has like proper like the facades are proper restaurants and the dining room is really big.
Yes, whereas
Where
Orlando is weird.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty small. Yeah.
that really threw me off because I went to the Hollywood one first, and then the Orlando one's just like,
so,
oh,
so did I,
this
ironically.
is different.
Yeah, it's very different. It's just like a tiny food court.
Yeah, maybe honestly,
Yeah.
maybe I should have probably given them Hollywood to work with instead. I didn't realize they were that different. But
I mean, I think that Orlando works better for this type of project, especially with the flat ride. But
that's true. That's true.
yeah.
All right. Any other final thoughts on this one?
No, great job, guys. Really, most of these problems were just nitpicks.
I would have liked to see maybe something done with multi-dimensional cable.
They mentioned it. I think it's in the queue. It's
cube,
somewhere.
But
yeah.
I know. I just think like maybe a multi-dimensional store or something like that would have been fun.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly, I very much agree. Where I think that was the biggest missed opportunity for the shopping is that they had it very, very Earth centric.
Yes.
Where again, it's Rick and Morty. It can be literally anything.
Anything. Yeah. So, all right. So, guys, I got to admit this was the hardest project for me to get through this season. It's a good project. It's a solid ass project. It's Dragon Jokers. It's
how dare you?
I'm sorry. It's dry like Homer Simpson's turkey sandwich at the end of the fucking the Monkey's Paw Treehouse of Horror episode.
Yeah.
This is so dry.
I mean, yeah, I think Versailles was a kind of odd choice because you guys had some really fucking interesting.
I thought it was a really weird choice, and it really like I know next to nothing about Versailles, so because of that,
but now you know.
Right, but because of that, it was really, really difficult for me to put a mental image to this. It really
Quick, Tiki,
was.
Which French king built Versailles?
Fair.
They talk about it in the ride.
They do.
There's Louis XIV, the Sun King, the Sun Salon.
By the way, is I assume the Beatles song "Sun King" is a reference to Louis IV now?
I don't think it's a direct reference, but they probably got the title from that because that's what he was known as, was the Sun King. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I really think this is just like my American bias, Joey, because like all the stuff I was interested was purely American landmarks.
Oh no. Also, just to address Tegan, that's totally cool, and I get you. I mean, that's the issue with like research projects like this is that it's not going to grab everybody. And I think I sort of have a hard time with that as well because like I'm very like gung-ho to just like research a bunch of shit for like ever and figure it out. And not everyone wants to do that. So it's tough sometimes, but I totally get what you're saying that Rick and Morty just didn't grab everyone. The project was still really good. And most of the issues are pretty minimal or like pretty small, in the grand scheme of things. But yeah,
but honestly, like I really did want to see like the world's biggest ball of yarn or something like that, or the corn maze.
I was expecting like landmarks, like not the Empire State
Mount
Building,
Rushmore or something like that.
Yeah, like Mount Rushmore, or like Versailles, or like the Colosseum. Niagara Falls could have been an interesting one. Like things like that.
One of the ones that grabbed my attention certainly was a thrill ride on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, did they talk about that? I didn't see that
They
one.
did bring that up, and that is something that I have been thinking about literally my whole life. Like every time I
Hmm.
drive over the Golden Gate Bridge, I'm like, what if they just fucking made like a, because the structure is honestly like tailor made for something like that. It really is.
Yeah, that's fair. No,
Like, can you
I
imagine a
really.
zip line on that thing?
Oh my god, I don't know if they could do that.
But if they could.
A zip line all the way to Alcatraz.
Oh, God. Well, I'm
Um,
not saying to Alcatraz. I'm saying like
no, it's
across the bridge.
yeah, it's from the bridge to Alcatraz, from the top of the bridge all the way to Alcatraz.
Oh,
Um,
God.
I so
Niagara
yeah,
Falls
like
log flume.
yeah.
I mean, that would be
Um,
insane. That'd be an insane piece of engineering.
yeah. I really liked all the ideas that Outbound was pitching, like recreating lost cities for like VR, like things like
That
that.
I was honestly kind of surprised they didn't go that direction, just because I
Yeah,
thought that
like
was a really
no,
solid
like
pitch.
literally no one was into it. I was like, what? Why?
Uh-huh.
Like, other thing as well. Thank you so much. Thank you for not doing the WB Studios.
Oh
I
God,
was
I know you had a major issue with that. Yeah.
yeah, because you were allowed any landmark in the world, and you guys were seriously talking about the WB Studios. Like, what the fuck? Like, guys, you can do
Okay,
anything, and you're doing
I'm
fucking
curious. I'm
movies.
curious. How would you have felt if they would have landed on Walt Disney Family Museum?
No! Do something without
No!
movies, please, for the love of Christ.
I love that reaction, just like a violent scream, just
Like my,
no!
my Jerry Seinfeld no. Like I just
Yeah,
want like
yeah.
I want you
I
guys
mean,
to stop adding IPs to everything. Please, I love you.
I would have been down with the Walt Disney Family Museum thing
Just
for
because you
obvious.
work there, you're blinded.
I know. I was just gonna say for obvious biased reasons. Anyways. Okay.
Anyway, this was great, and your French cock mascot was great too.
Wow.
um,
No,
no,
seriously, like this basically kind of like reminded me of American Adventure more than anything else.
yeah, I think that's what they were going for. Where it was dry, and I think it was meant
Except
to be
obviously
dry.
like American Adventure, but French.
Yeah, the French adventure, if you will.
If you will. Yes, what a
Yeah,
concept.
the
And American Adventure, frankly, is like probably my least favorite of all of the Disney animatronic shows, if I'm being honest.
really.
Like, name all of them.
Oh no! Do you even go to Disney parks? Name all the animatronic shows. There's the Tiki Room. There's
Tiki
Country
Room's
Bear
better. Country
Jamboree.
Bear's better.
There's Stitch's Great Escape.
That's not better.
There's Carousel of Progress.
That's way better.
There's Frozen Sing Along if you get a bad cast.
I don't count that.
No.
Lightning McQueen in a box is not better.
Yeah.
Mr. Lincoln is way better.
There's technically a Tough to Be Above, I guess.
No, American Adventure is way better than that. I'll
Yeah.
give it that.
There's Mickey's PhilharMagic.
I don't count that.
There's
That's more of a 3D show. It's got like
Le
a butt.
There's The Muppet Show.
Muppet Show's better.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think we did it. Did we do it?
I think you missed the Hall of Presidents.
Oh shit, you're right. Oh,
And
that hasn't
American
mattered since 2016.
Ooh. Oh God, I'm just gonna say it, guys. Like, one of the most surreal moments of my life in a Disney park will always be going to the Hall of Presidents the week after the White House insurrection,
Oh
and
god.
you know who's still giving his speech.
Yeah.
That was, oh my God, that was so surreal. I was just
Yeah.
I was like, am I on the same planet right now? This is, oh my God, what is happening?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, honestly, like, it's not a bad memory. It's just a very surreal, weird memory, you know?
No, that's fair.
But
Anyway, I think we got them all. Which means
well,
that
my
we were
point being,
true
American Adventure,
Disney
like
masters.
there's only a few. Like I would say, it's tough to be a bug. Um, it's tough to be a bug. Hall of Presidents, Stitch's Great Escape. Those are like the three that I would put below American Adventures, but American Adventures is still pretty low.
I mean, I disagree. I really like American Adventure, but I get you because it's dry. Oh, Meet the World, even though it's not open anymore.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
In Japan.
I don't know enough about that one to make a fair call on it.
All I know is that the Sherman Brothers wrote the song, and it doesn't sound very good. But yeah, I think Versailles was an odd choice, kind of.
I don't know why I got so hung up on the American Adventure thing. Like all I did was make a comparison, and it was like, okay, we gotta rank American Adventure, guys. Let's go on a tangent here.
It's okay. Tiki's top 10's coming back.
Oh God,
the back. Yeah, and if I'm understanding correctly, this isn't actually at Versailles. No, Tegan, I agree.
That's one of the things that threw me too.
Yeah, so there's like a bus you have to take, and it's a different building. It just sounded kind of like weird logistically, where there were other landmarks where it could have been at it. I mean, I still like it. It was just kind of odd logistically.
I will say one of my favorite things was the accessibility, which weirdly, it's like that's never like the highlight of a project, but like. But like honestly, I
reading it and getting really excited about the accessibility.
I mean, honestly, you're not too far off. I was like, oh, this is really clever.
Yeah. Yeah, like I also thought a carousel theater was a kind of weird choice too. Again, it's not a bad choice. It's just not what I was expecting to come from this project.
I was just gonna say, carousel theaters have been overdone this season.
Yeah, not oddly, somehow.
I honestly think it makes sense just because I feel like carousel theaters are an easy way to like get a lot of different set pieces into a show. You know, like you don't have to work as hard to like create like one space. You can, you know, there's 4 scenes to work with. But
and honestly, it might be a little redundant as a show.
A little bit.
I'm thinking about it more because you can just go to Versailles where they will give you the same information.
Honestly, that was kind of like, I hate to say it, but that was kind of like my main thing reading it was like, I was kind of getting like a DCA 1.0 vibe of like, are French people specifically going to want to do something like this when the real Versailles is right there?
Yeah. And like there are other French landmarks that could absolutely have an attraction like this, like the Bastille or like even Notre Dame or something like that. So it's an interesting choice. But like, again, I still liked it. I thought it was good. It certainly wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else about this?
No, I don't have much else to say. Let's look at the gift shop.
The gift shop.
Garden.
I wish it was literally just called Le Gift Shop.
Le Gift Shop.
God. All right. And I just lost our French audience.
There they go. They're gone. All of them gone.
All right.
It's like they were never here.
Okay.
Again,
yeah, go ahead.
What? I was going to say again, Tiki offends an entire country.
Oh, God. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say about it. The gardens are nice, I guess.
Yeah,
guys,
it's a good gift shop.
At the end of the day, I'll go back to.
At the end of the day, if you want Tiki to talk about a gift shop, make a good one. I don't know what else to say.
At the end of the day, I just Versailles for me was just it was a hard choice to wrap my head around just because, like I said, I know very little about the actual location itself and the fact that like it wasn't on the property of Versailles, the fact that it's like kind of regurgitating the same information that you would have gotten in museum form. what's there is good, but I honestly think it maybe would have worked better at Epcot as like a you know, a supplement to the American Adventure.
Mm.
Because honestly, I don't think it would, like, I don't think it would be redundant, just because I feel like the World Showcase in general is in need of attractions. Like, any attraction there would help. So
Yeah.
all right, I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, we did everything. Great job. Both these projects were really good. I enjoyed them despite my my critiques. Yeah, good luck to the semifinalists. Sorry to see both Tiki and Tegan and Theme Park Theme Park Priest.
Yeah, that was a shocking elimination, man. It's like
Yeah.
it kind of like it just is sort of like how it landed, but like ultimately it was a hard call between Disney Fan 18 and Tegan. I just I don't know. Disney Fan 18 has been really on a roll, whereas Tegan, as she said, it was very much like her personal schedule is kind of getting in the way a little bit. She, the past couple rounds, she hasn't really been contributing all that much, whereas I feel like Disney Fan 18 has kind of like been on a bit of a renaissance post-merge. So, but yeah, and I also just think it's very poetic that that Theme Park Priest and Tegan got eliminated like in the same round.
Yeah.
Like ultimately the targeting of Tegan was for naught.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Anything else in the comments here?
Tegan, I think Sharon and Susan was the third person who was up.
Sharon and yes.
Right? Yeah.
But Sharon and Susan was we were not going to eliminate her because I think that was like the easiest person to pass along to the semifinals, because I think they've been doing like pretty damn consistent work like all season long. So
yeah, there were 3 nominees this time because it was a double elimination. So it was Theme Park Priest, you, and then Sharon and Susan. Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, to be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Rick and Morty. The humor is extremely subtle, and without a solid grasp of theoretical physics, most of the jokes will go over a typical viewer's head. There's also Rick's nihilistic output, which is deftly woven into his characterization. His personal philosophy draws heavily from Narodnyaya Volya, whatever, literature, for instance. The fans understand this stuff. They have the intellectual capacity to truly... Is my mic muted?
No, you're not.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Got
I
you.
appreciate that.
I can hear you. You're doing great.
The fans understand this stuff. They have the intellectual capacity to truly appreciate the depths of these jokes, to realize that they're not just funny, that they say something deep about life. As a consequence, people who dislike Rick and Morty truly are idiots. Of course, they wouldn't appreciate, for instance, the humor in Rick's existential catchphrase, "Wubba lubba dub dub," which in itself is a cryptic reference to the Russian epic Fathers and Sons. I'm smirking right now. Just imagine one of those adaptated simpletons scratching their heads in confusion. And Dan Harmon's genius unfolds itself onto their television screens. How I pity them! And yes, by the way, I do have a Rick and Morty tattoo. And no, you cannot see it. It's for the ladies' eyes only. And even they have to demonstrate that they were within 5 points of my own, preferably lower, beforehand. Oh my god, that shit never gets old. Beowulf's just like, I can't take it anymore. All right.
It's okay, Beowulf. You can go to bed. It's over.
Have a good night, everyone.